Hello guys, yeah, this is just a reminder, no need to repeat codes for the nav bar. You realize that most people repeat codes for the home, repeat for services, repeat for about, and repeat for contact. Okay, now so this project we want to look at how to do that the best way. Okay, so we avoid the repetition. So to do that, we only need to create a data for the nav bar. Then we use mapping techniques to call the nav items into the page. Okay, so let's see. Without wasting my time, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 3 folders in our SRC folder. Let's call the first one assets and call the second one components. Call the third one data. Good. So that is that. Let's take the first one, assets. In this project, we have no spinners or images in this project, so we leave it blank. Move to the next one, components. Let's create a file and call it main page .js. Good. Inside that same components folder, let's create another file and call it navbar .js. So I think that is that. Now let's go to the main page, array.fce. Instead of ordinary div, why don't we use React.fragment? Okay, so inside that we have a section, a div with a p tag to say hello. Let's link this main page to the app.js to view on the screen. So let's call main page. Okay, let's import main page. Good, so that is that. Now let's check our screen if we got hello. You can see, guys, we have hello on the screen. So what we're going to do is to position everything since it's mobile first. Good, now we're good to go. Now what we need to do is to go to the nav component. We say array.fce. Now instead of ordinary div, let's use React.fragment. Okay, so inside that we have a section, a div with a p tag to say hello. Now with this nav bar, let's link the nav bar to the main page. Okay, so we go to the main page, then call the nav bar. So instead of hello, we take the hello off, then call the nav bar. Okay, so let's import navbar. So import navbar, it's ready. Good. So what do we do next? Go. You can see we have hello on the screen. And our navbar has been also working. So what do we do at the navbar? Let's go to the navbar. Now what do we do here? Now we need the data for the this thing. We need to create a data for all the nav items. Okay, so let's go to data. Inside the data folder, let's create a file and call it Nav Data .js. Now inside the nav data, what do we do? Let's call the we say export const nav data. So inside this array, we have our first data. So let's call the first one title and what path. And let's repeat this for all our nav items. Good. So that is that, guys. We have the home, the services, which has a path services, title, about, also have a path about, and title, contact has the path contact. Okay, so that is that. What we're going to do next is to call this data inside our nav bar. Okay, so let's do that. Let me make it bigger. Good. So we say import nav data from where? From our nav data folder. Okay, so that is that. So next thing to do is to what? Take the hello off, then use JSX to call use mapping techniques to call the nav data. Okay, so we say nav data dot map to bracket, and this should give us what? An item comma index, and this should give us a function that should return 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 what? Return a div. Now this div should give us the key. Okay, the key is going to be index. So inside this div we can have another div, and inside this div let's have a span tag, then call our nav item. So we say item dot what? What's the name? Let's go to the data. If the data is title, okay, so let's item.title. So that is that. You can see we got all the nav items. So that is that, guys. The rest is just CSS. So we can make it more. Let's add some CSS quickly. So let's say the parent, we'll just say the mother DB. I can just give it last name, then say give it grade. Grade calls 4 to make it equal part. Sorry, this is 3. Grade calls 4. You can see give it test 3 Excel. Then what again? Give it DG blue 900. Then test right. Give it height. Let's give it some height. Give it some height 20. Now let's send out. Now to do that, I prefer using a custom CSS, which I call send it. Besides send it, let's call display flex justify content sender and align item sender. So let's call this centered over here. Let me make this, close this. So over here, this div, I can call this div here and just say send it. Let's give it a height 20. Okay, that is that. Let's give some border. Yeah, good. So that is that, guys. The rest is just, let's make it responsive. Okay, so let me check the responsiveness. So we can say at medium screen over here, can add at medium screen. At medium screen, give us the width through fit and give us at same medium screen, make the MX auto. So when we go back, you can see that it's responsive. So that is that, guys. This is, if you want, I have a full video on that. I have a full where I did all the pages. I did all the pages and the links. So you can check this video out. That is that. Thank you so much for sticking through. Please don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next one. We say peace.